I'm being told that I'm very patriotic today. This is in advance of the 4th of July. We're all looking forward to the weekend. But we've been hard at work ever since, well, actually for quite a while. We've been talking in the city about access to broadband. And as we see the downtown develop into a residential neighborhood, as we see interest in more investment in the City of Albany, we've recognized that the standard today and the expectation that people have is that they will have access to high-speed broadband. And when the governor announced the initiative and funding to expand broadband to ensure that there's access to broadband, we certainly commend that opportunity, and we think it's a really important investment for all of New York State as we seek to be the state of choice for people and for businesses in the 21st century. But as we started to talk about this, and it really started with questions from the community members coming forward, business leaders coming forward and saying, we really need to take a look at this and get our arms around it so that we can have a strategy for the City of Albany around broadband, and really looking at broadband from a couple of different perspectives. One of the perspectives is the speed. And where are we going? What is the future? What is going to be the technologies of the future? And are we prepared for those technologies with our policies and with our infrastructure? And the other is around bridging the digital divide and access and ensuring that everyone in the city has access to broadband, because it is something that is becoming not just a want, but a need as we look to expanding both educational opportunities, business opportunities, and access to just what is going on in the city. We become so dependent on communicating using this technology. So we have to ensure that everybody has access. And so we have some of our partners here today who have been that we've pulled together to work on determining what we can do in the City of Albany. And it really needs to start with an assessment. We sort of stepped back and said, before we try to solve a problem, let's understand what the challenges are and what those problems and barriers might be. And so we are announcing today that we are going to be moving forward with an RFP for a broadband assessment and feasibility study. And the purpose of that study is really to look at what the opportunities are in the city for businesses, for sustainable financial and operational models for access, including one-time fees, recurring third-party sources, and the deployment of a plan that will enable the city to take advantage of these opportunities in conjunction with broadband-friendly policy development. And so the scope of the assessment is going to be to look at the needs that we have, as I've outlined, also to look at what the standards should be. What do we want to have as a standard in the City of Albany with respect to access? We also want to look at the local market and the telecommunications market and get an assessment of just identifying who the players are, who's operating here, and what businesses we might be seeking to try to attract to the City of Albany. We also need to look at where the gaps are. Where are the gaps in our broadband environment? How can we bridge those gaps? And how can we ensure that there is access and that the needs of all users in the City of Albany are met? We also are going to be asking this evaluation to look at and to recommend broadband strategies for the City of Albany, both from a regulatory standpoint as well as from what we can realistically accomplish and achieve in the City of Albany. And this study will become a roadmap for the next steps that we will be looking to take and the investments that we'll be looking to make in order to ensure that the capital city is a city that is ready and open for business, that is ready and open to our residents, and that really provides opportunity to everyone. And so I'm really pleased at the breadth of the partners that we brought together to start this initiative. They include the Albany Public Library, the downtown, and the libraries are really a source for so many people for access to the internet. And they see firsthand what the needs are. The downtown and central lab bids hear from their bid members, the businesses in those neighborhoods, about the challenges that they have had and what their needs are with respect to access. The Albany City School District has been a phenomenal partner in this because, again, they are looking at bridging that digital divide, but also making sure that they have the speeds that are necessary in order for schools to deliver on an education mission in the 21st century. We're also partnering with Green Tech Charter School, with the Albany Housing Authority, again, another place that is a great partner and has really been focused in looking on these issues of access for their residents. Common Council member Dan Herring couldn't be here today, but he has been a great partner and he chairs the committee in our Common Council that will be looking at the results of this study and making any recommendations on any changes that we have to make to our local laws in order to implement it. The Albany Promise, which is really focused on ensuring that we have that pipeline of services that every child needs, cradle to career, and working across both the government sectors, our school sectors, higher education. They really bring a very forceful group of partners and business leaders, educational leaders, higher education leaders to the table. We've also are partnering with the Center for Technology and Government at the University of Albany, and they have been a great partner. They're on board. This is exactly the type of work that they're looking to do in communities across the state and across the country. And then, of course, business leaders from throughout the city who have said, we want to step up, we want to partner, and community members as well. So we're going to hear from a few of those people, and I'd like to start with Jeff Morrell, who's from Bloomberg Companies. He worked previously on the Albany FreeNet effort. He has some really great experience and background when it comes to technology and access, and I'd like for Jeff to say a few words.
Well, I thank Mayor Sheehan. I really want to start first by applauding the mayor, her administration, as well as our local legislators, our common council, and also, Governor Cuomo and the state for, really putting some serious thought and leveraging serious resources to address this question of broadband. High-speed internet and broadband data services are increasingly a foundation not only for how we communicate, but really how we educate and how we work. This is something that I grappled with both professionally in the technology and in the real estate development sectors now, but also personally as a homeowner here in the City of Albany. The means by which we all access and utilize broadband are of course very diverse, but so are the barriers to realizing its full potential. And as the mayor outlined far more eloquently than I could, the first step is really asking the right questions and gathering the right data so that we can really address those gaps and not only keep and attract local companies, but also bring these employers together with a connected local workforce. So I think by taking this sort of deep, comprehensive look at broadband availability and usability, along with best practices, ideally from across the state as well as the nation, we can really move towards a meaningful, actionable set of strategies. And I'd like to think they're not only going to resonate here in the city, but also really regionally and beyond. So I'm really excited to be in the company of such great community partners and kind of to start doing this meaningful work or this next phase of work. So thank you.
Thank you. And one of our great partners here in the City of Albany is the Albany Public Libraries, and we see such a renewed interest in ensuring, particularly when it comes to equity and access, the commitment of the public libraries to that agenda. And the executive director, who's been on board for how long now? A little over a year. He's accomplished so much, and we're so thrilled that he's partnered with us. So Scott, would you like to come up, please?
People still ask me why we need libraries. It always amazes me because every day I walk through one of our buildings and there are people on our computers, there are people in our seats, not just doing the traditional sitting and reading a book, but using our internet access in order to do their work every day. In truth, there are many people, especially here in Albany, who don't have access to a computer, a printer, or internet in their own homes. That's why libraries have such an important role to play as a digital safety net. Every day at the Albany Public Library, we bridge the digital divide, help people with doing everything from learning how to do a resume for the first time to applying for their first job. We teach them how to use all technology with one-on-one assistance, classes, and workshops. Albany Public Library is excited about the widening digital safety net by participating in the city's project to consider the feasibility of providing broadband internet service to Albany residents. The library already has the capacity, skills, infrastructure, and staff to play a vital role in this critical project. And Albany Public Library is thrilled to partner with the City of Albany, the mayor, and her administration in an effort to bring high-speed internet access to our residents using multiple city partners. Thank you.
And an individual who is a community member who I think stopped me, I don't know, my first week into office, to talk about this issue is Ira Gaglietta, who is really here in his capacity as somebody who really cares about this community, cares about the future of this community. And, you know, while the library does provide access to the internet, they have limited hours, and we have needs that far exceed the capacity of our libraries to provide that access. And I know that we can only make better decisions when we reach out to more and more members of our community so that we're solving the right problems in the right way. And Ira is a great partner in ensuring that we do just that.
Just a brief story, just to kind of really give you the importance of this issue for anyone that lives in the city. But particularly I want to talk about people that are underrepresented. A young lady came to me and she said that she wanted to be a computer programmer, and that's what I do for a profession. Educated as an applied mathematician, I've been designing software for the past 25 years. And when she said to me that she wanted to be a computer programmer, I said, great, I'm going to let you get on the internet, and I'm going to show you what all of these free resources are that can help you grow in your future career. And she said to me at the age of 16 that she had never had the internet in her home her entire life. And that's where it all kind of struck a chord for me. How is that even possible today? That someone wouldn't be able to have this capacity, but a family truly could not afford it. And so that's what kind of got me on the road to start to look into a little bit more about what's going on, not just in New York State, but around the country. And I want to give my colleague and friend, Art Ware, a lot of credit who's here today with us as well, because we've been working on this issue to really try to move cities forward, because the digital divide matters. You can have an idea, no matter what it is that you're doing in your life, but if you can't collaborate with other people in the means that folks are collaborating today, you're just going to be left out of the scope of society, whether it's social, educational, economic. This is the most important initiative, I believe, in the 21st century for everyone, no matter what your walk is in life. So I'm encouraged by what the city is doing and other municipalities around the state and around this country. There is a broad movement to see this come to fruition so that every citizen has an opportunity to participate. And I just want to congratulate all the folks that have put a lot of work in thus far, and there's a heavy lift ahead, and I want to encourage you to continue to do so. Thank you.
The school district is another essential partner in the efforts that we have, and I think that, again, looking at the breadth of the team that we've brought together to help advise the city on this issue demonstrates our commitment to ensuring that we make the right decisions by listening to the people who are dealing with this on a daily basis. And I think that this model and the study that we're looking to do is something that we would fully expect to share regionally, because we are not the only city, as Ira pointed out, with this issue. And so the information that we are going to be pulling together is not only going to help us to make really good decisions about how to access funding and follow through on the governor's commitment to ensuring that there's access, but that we also are able to do this on a regional basis. But at this time, I would like to ask the president of the Albany City School Board, Ginny Farrell, to come up and talk about the school boards and the school districts' participation in this effort.
Broadband would increase access for Albany businesses and residents, including our families and children, and especially our students in classrooms. In today's day and age, increased access often means increased success, which is essential for all of our students throughout the city. This is a wonderful opportunity to partner with other organizations to review the needs of the city as we try to bring free or low-cost, high-speed internet to the residents of Albany. Thank you.
We've heard a lot about access to individuals, but the reason that we pulled this group together is because there's also an issue about access and the right type of access for our business community. We are seeking to draw more and more businesses into Albany with the tremendous boom in tech that we've seen that really started with the location of the College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering here and the business spin-off from that, as well as Global Foundries. We're seeing a real interest in tech companies locating here. We need to understand what their needs are so that we can meet those needs and be the place of choice, the region of choice for those businesses. But what I know our bid presidents see on a daily basis is sort of where the rubber meets the road, right? We attract that new development with new apartments, or we attract that really cool, fun business to our downtown. What is their path to getting access? What are the barriers that they're seeing, and what needs do they have? And we have Georgette Steffens here, who's the executive director from Downtown Bid, who she and I have had more than one conversation about this issue, and I would like for her to come up and talk a little bit about the perspective that she brings to this effort.
So connectivity is so critical to the business development, to the economic development of downtown. We currently have over $180 million in development projects in construction. We have 110 residential units that are coming online just in August, with another 100 in the pipeline. And it is critical that we offer high-speed internet to attract the employees that the employers in the city and in the region want. With the expansion of Albany Medical Center, we've seen a large draw for downtown living with the SUNY Poly and the Global Foundries, that people want to live in an urban environment, but they're not going to live here unless we have the connectivity that they need. It's also so critical to businesses. Downtown is the financial center for the region. We're the legal center for the capital region. That access, the ability to do business and to do business uninterrupted, fast, and well is what will draw people down here. So I want to thank the mayor for her vision to pulling such great partners that will really ensure the success of this initiative. And I know that Anthony Capiz couldn't be here for the central bid, but on behalf of the central bid, Anthony and Molly, we're pleased to be a part of this. So thank you so much.
So we're really talking about three things. We're talking about first of all, getting an understanding of what the current state of play is, what are the resources that we currently have. It's then understanding where the gaps are, and then understanding what we need to do to bridge those gaps. And we really are committed here. We have our city treasurer, Darius Shanfar, who is, again, this effort is critically important to the economic development of the city, and so, his participation is important. And then Mark Dorey, who is our Chief Technology Officer, who's the person who really, from the technology standpoint, is one of the people who said, let's step back and take a look at, there are a lot of different ways that we can look at the technology divide and look at the challenges that we have. It's really important that we get good advice, that we really take a hard look so that, again, as we seek to deliver on our governor's vision for this state moving forward from broadband, that the City of Albany is making the right investments and that we are doing the right things in order to ensure that this is a place that is ready for the 21st century, that we have the type of access that our businesses and our residents need, and that access is fair, that it is equitable, and that we ensure that our students, our residents in every neighborhood have the ability to really participate in what we know is this is the new normal. Being able to have internet access in order to do your homework, start a business, run a business, it is a need, and we plan on meeting that need here in the great capital city. So thank you all for coming. Thank you everybody here for your commitment to this work. It's really an exciting time, and I think we're doing it at the right time. And I look forward to moving forward with this initiative and having announcements when we're done about where we're going. Thanks.